Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mesi Pamela. So today I will give you some information about narrative text, and I have a question for all of you. If you hear the term narrative text, what comes to your mind? Maybe a story of Timun Mas, or a Legend of Lake Toba, or maybe Maling Kundang. But now try to answer this question. Are books like biographies, short stories, novel, it is included in narrative text? Maybe you're confused to answer this question. And because of that, today I will explain to you about narrative text, its type, and the generic structures, so that after watching this video, you can recognize and distinguish if one day you find example of narrative text type. So simply, narrative text is a story in writing, whether it is real or imaginary, so both can be baked in a story. So what is narrative text really like? So there are important keywords from understanding of narrative text. The keyword are story. The word stories, what comes to your mind? Imagine that I was telling you a story and then I said, once upon a time, and then I stop. What happened? Do you think it is a story? Will you accept that this is a story, or you will ask me, what happened in the past? Because instinctively, when someone hears the word stories, they will expect more than just the word once upon a time. And then I continue, there was a prince. So can we call it is a story if two sentences combine? Or just imagine that someone telling you a story and then he said, once upon a time there was a prince, and then stop and didn't continue his word. So basically we know that the story is not over. So in other words, I can say that actually we can recognize that it's a story or not. This is actually meant by the narrative text. So a reading text can be categorized into narrative text. The reading is contain the story, which is series of events that are interconnected and delivered sequentially from the beginning to the end to form a complete understanding. Now, to answer the question at the beginning of this video, are books like biographies, short stories, and novels are included in narrative text type? And the answer is yes, they can be classified into narrative text. However, at school, especially at junior high school, the narrative text type that introduce only myth, fable, legend, and other narrative text type. Now, I will give you the example of narrative text. The title is The Ugly Duckling. Once upon a time, a mother duck sat on her eggs. She felt tired of sitting on them. She just wished the egg would break out. However, the largest egg had not cracked. The mother duck sat on it for several days. Finally, it cracked, and a huge ugly duckling waddled out. The mother duck looked at him in surprise. He was so big and very gray. He didn't look like the others at all. When the mother duck brought the children to the pond for the first time swimming lesson, the huge gray duckling splashed and paddled about just as nicely as the other duckling did. However, the other animals didn't agree. They hissed and made fun of him day by day. Even his own sister and brother were very unkind. "You are very ugly," they quacked. The little poor duckling was very unhappy. "I wish I looked like them," he said to himself. One day, the ugly duckling ran away and hid in the bushes. The sad duckling lived alone through the cold and snowy winter. Finally, the spring flowers began to bloom. While he was swimming in the pond, he saw 3 large white swans swimming toward him. "Oh dear, these beautiful birds will love and pet me too," he said to himself. But the swans did not attack him. Instead, they swam around him and stroked him with their bills. As the ugly duckling bent his neck to speak to them, he saw his reflection in the water. He couldn't believe his eyes. "I am not an ugly duckling, but a beautiful swan." He was very happy. From that day on, he swam and played with his new friends and was happier than he had never been. So now I will explain to you about the generic structure of narrative text. So basically, narrative text has four generic structure. The first one is orientation. So the first one is orientation. Orientation is an introduction in form of what is the story about, who is the participant, and where is the story take place, when the story take place, and usually it is answer the question like what, who, where, and when. And one is complication. Complication tells the problem of the story, which is lead to the climax of the story. The third one is resolution. In resolution, the problem has been resolved, and it can be closed with happy ending or sad ending. This is coda. So coda is closing statement in the story, and it is optional, and it is contain moral lesson, advice, or teaching from the writer. So now we will discuss about the generic structure of the example that we have read. So the first one is complication. So the complication is when introduces the participant, and in this story, the participants are dark mother, dark sister, dark brother, and ugly duckling, and the swan. And the story takes place in the pond. The complication is when newborn duck different from other leader duck, and he get bad treatment from other animals, and then he feel unhappy and then run away. And the resolution is happy ending. He get new friend who didn't treat him badly. And what is the moral lesson from this story? So we can conclude that the moral lesson of the story is don't judge someone from their physique. I think that's all I need to discuss with you today about the narrative text, and I hope this video is useful for you and nothing is missed, and I'll be very going. So thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.